So, back again with another show, and it's been long overdue. It seems like ages since I last had Helen on, but welcome back to the channel.
Hello, glad to be back.
I'm glad to have you back. People have been asking for you. Seriously,
Okay.
like, get Helen on again, get Helen on again. So
Cool. Well,
so yeah, it's good.
We're in lockdown, so I can come on.
Exactly. It's not like we can do anything else, is it really? Although the restrictions where you are a lot different to where I am. Over here, the bars and restaurants stay open till 6.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went downtown. A friend of mine runs a bar, so I went downtown just to get some cigarettes earlier. I thought I'd kind of have a pint with him, but yeah, everywhere in England shut. It's pretty mad, isn't it?
Yeah, literally, you can go to the supermarket, you can go here and there, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, selective
It's
place.
not good. Yeah, I was just saying to you off air as well, my flight got cancelled for next month to come back, so I could actually be stuck here all Christmas as well, which is not the one. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get back for Christmas, which would be nice just to catch up with everybody as well. But
yeah, I'm sure you will be, hopefully.
I hope so.
Can you only fly back from where you are, or have you got a plan B? Can you come out from anywhere else?
I haven't checked, but Gibraltar's like 45 minutes the opposite way to Malaga. Okay. So Malaga's, I think Ryanair have cancelled pretty much all the flights from Malaga. So there's like literally 2 or 3 flights between now and January. So I'm going to check Gibraltar later and see if I can get a flight from Gibraltar worst ways and have a backup plan. But failing that, I'm stuck.
Oh, does that mean you'll be on your own for Christmas, or?
No. A friend of mine lives around the corner, so he's having the same issue as well because his family live in Bath and Bristol. So yeah, he said that his flight could be cancelled as well. His flight's on the 21st of December. So I said, well, backup plan is then we have Christmas dinner together then.
Yeah, you don't want to go on your own, like, ideally.
Yeah, I think it'll be all right, but when I checked the seating plan yesterday when they cancelled the flight and then I renewed it, there was half the plane full. So I'm thinking, well, that's halfway there. We're kind of good.
It's not really feasible for them to fly with only 10 people. I guess it's too expensive. So they might be just nearer the time when they can fill up the flights. Hopefully.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping I can get back. I'm hoping. I need to see everyone for Christmas. Especially this time of year as well. It's like, you know, especially with the way the year's gone as well, it'd be nice to get back and actually see loads of people because it is hard work. And over here, I've had to change so much paperwork. Yeah, and I've got to apply for so many different things because we're coming out of the EU as well. So
yeah, how will that affect you, like living there or working there?
Well, to be honest, my company's registered in the UK, so they have it's like a declaration that they agree that if you're registered as a company in the UK, you don't pay tax in Spain because you're paying it in the UK. You still have to pay certain things in terms of tax.
You can come and go. You don't have to leave for a set amount of days a year.
No. I can only stay here until I've got a piece of paper that basically says I can stay here for a certain amount of time. But because we're coming out of the EU at the end of December, I've got to go and register myself here, there, and everywhere. And I've got, yeah, it's mad. I've got to change. I've got to go and get another. It's like an identity card.
Yeah.
Basically, it's not a residencia, which is basically a residency to live here, but it's a different thing. It's called a TIE.
Type of thing, like a little visa to say you can be there, or
you have to have your fingerprint on it. Photo. I've got to take my landlady to the town hall to register and all that because obviously the bill's all in her name, not my name. Yeah, it's madness. And the thing is, my landlady hardly speaks English and I can barely speak Spanish. So, but luckily, a friend of mine, big up my guy Julian as well. I know he watches this channel. He has been helping me because he's fluent in Spanish. He lives in Sevilla. Yeah, so he's been talking to my landlady for me and sorting everything out. So
communicating in the same language is often difficult.
But then the other problem I've got is my passport runs out in April next year.
Oh no!
So I'm thinking that's a whole nother headache. And then obviously my driving license as well. Even though I can drive here at the moment, I think once we come out of the EU, I have to change my driving license, and I have to have all the paperwork for that before I can apply to have it, so I can drive here. Otherwise, you can't drive an English car here. Bit after 31st of December, I think, unless you've got all this paperwork. So Yeah, it's a lot of headache. It's been stressing me out, and because I'm not fluent in Spanish, I can understand bits of it, but you know, my friend said to me, he goes, when you go to go and get this paperwork and all of that, it's like, he said, if they don't like you and you ain't got your landlady with you, they'll just say, see ya. If they like you, they might let her through, but she probably has to come with me to get it all sorted. So yeah, it's a bit of a headache, but yeah, it's not easy, but I can't complain. It's 25 degrees today.
Yeah. It's not too cold here, but it's a little bit miserable. Not very nice.
Nah.
A bit of a grey day.
Yeah, I can't lie. I can't, anything less than 20 degrees. I'm skinny. I can't deal with cold weather. Anything less than 20 degrees, I'm freezing. Like when it gets, to 7, 8 o'clock here. Yeah, seriously, I've got my hoodie sat next to me. If it gets cold, I'm putting it on. When it gets to about 7, 8 o'clock here, it gets a bit chillier in the evenings now, right? So I sit there and put my jogging bottoms on. I'm sitting there freezing. It's like 16 degrees.
You got heating? You got heating? Do you not have central
Yeah,
heating?
yeah, it's got all of that, but I'm still it's, because this building was built in the 70s. It's like real solid concrete building.
Yeah, yeah.
So when it drops in temperature, it's really cold in this building. Yeah, so you have to whack the heating on and all that. But yeah, it's hard work. But
it's like Cyprus, that's what they're like there.
But how you been anyway? It's been what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, I've been stressed. I've had a lot of stress, but it's all good. It's all good. We're in lockdown. It's not great, but it is what it is. We've got our health right now. You just got to think, if you've got the basics, you're good.
Well, exactly. As long as you're waking up every day, breathing, you're fine, isn't it? Are you still able to work? Can you still do your job in that?
No, I can't work. No, not allowed to work. Boris won't allow us. It is what it is.
It's not great, is it?
Hello, who's that? Hani?
Hani. Big up everyone watching live. There's 250 people watching. Make sure you smash the likes up as well. But we're gonna talk about quite a few things. We're coming to Willian being an idiot in a minute. But how are you dealing without Arsenal? Obviously, the last time we played was embarrassing, really, wasn't it? We got battered.
Good at all. It was the Jack Grealish show at the end of the day. Arsenal weren't there.
Do you know what? I said this to a friend of mine the other day. Could you imagine how nasty that would have got in the ground? Like the boos, the jeers, like that could have been.
If the crowd were there, I don't think it would have been that result, if I'm really honest. There's no way Arteta could have got to half time without changing things, which is something a lot of you boys in all the different things I sort of saw after the game between all of your platforms were sort of saying about, why is he playing that team, or the group chat? So I can't remember who I was talking with, but he would have changed it up quicker.
Yeah, no, do you know what? I think he would as well, because listen, we've been to so many games between us. It's mad. Like when the crowd get on your case, it puts a bit more pressure on the manager, doesn't it? So they react differently.
Zach's messaging me.
Oh, big up Zach. Zach's a real one. Yeah.
We love
Zach.
you.
Actually, our same Zach made an appearance on this channel last week. Zach came on and hid his face. Yeah, he just did voice, but we're going to try and coax him out of that and get his face off.
Together, we'll get Zach on.
Zach's quality. Yeah, he's quality. Yeah, it's mad that you two know each other as well. It's like when he was telling me, I was like, really? Like, what? You're that close to each other? It's like mad.
Yeah, but you know, the funny thing is, we actually haven't met. We have this really good friendship, but we haven't met. And do you know how we met? Even though we haven't met, we were on a group chat, a mutual group chat, and he accidentally posted the group chat I'm in instead of, I think, probably the group chat you're in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And this group chat has very strict rules: no religion, no politics, no this, that, the other. And he dropped in like an accidental Mr. or something you lot were floating about one week, and I saw it because I was at work and it come through, and I was laughing. So then straight away everyone on that group chat was like, no politics, blah, blah, blah. And the poor thing had to quickly delete it when he realized it was in the wrong chat. And I messaged him, I was like, no, it's fine, I'm not offended by that, I quite like that post.
I know what post you're talking about. He told me. I know exactly what post it was as well. Do you know what, though? He's sound. He's a proper nice geezer, proper lovely fella.
He's really nice, very cool, very nice guy. So yes, I made a really good friend in lockdown due to us being Arsenal fans, nutcases.
Yeah, it's mad. But are you looking forward to the Leeds game? Like, obviously, I know we've obviously got hammered by Aston Villa. We've had 2 weeks off now, nearly 2 weeks off by the time we play. But
yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing which Arsenal will be turning up, which team will be selected. Obviously, a lot of the topics we're going to discuss today have completely affected the lineup. So certain players cannot be picked due to obviously what we've read in the press.
Yeah.
So we'll see. El Nene won't be starting, so it won't be the same team that lost to Aston Villa. So we'll see.
Yeah, same with Kolasinac. I mean, Kolasinac's tested positive as well. Obviously, El Nene yesterday, it's come out today that Kolasinac's tested positive, but I don't think Kolasinac would have got in the team anyway, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But at the same time, he's been away on international break. And I wanted to ask you this, right? There's been a lot of international games. Like England played Ireland in a friendly. What do you think about these international games? Because for me personally, if it's not a qualification game for a major tournament, I don't really see the point in that, especially right now with all this that's going around.
100%. They're unnecessary. Why are they travelling to other countries when they don't need to, firstly? We can't travel. We can't go anywhere. So, yeah, it's not ideal. Obviously, I know football fans want to see football. And, you know, from, I don't know, a mental health perspective, and they, you know, just got to carry on playing or whatever. But, nah, not for me. It's stupid.
No, I totally agree. I just think, like, why play a meaningless friendly, getting 25, 30 people all grouped together? You're then playing against an opposition team. Yeah. You're on the pitch. You don't know where they've been, who they've been in contact with. And for what? Just what? A friendly game? It's pointless. If it's a qualification for a tournament, like I know Aubameyang played, I can't remember who he played against, but he was out in Gabon. That was for qualifying for the African Cup of Nations.
Cambodia or one of them. I think someone like, who was it they played? I can't remember. They lost.
I can't remember. He scored the winner in stoppage time, I think. But
poor Aubameyang, like, did you see his stories? He was like stuck in an airport. They had him there for like hours. They were like all sleeping on the floor. You know,
yeah.
It was. I mean, what is that? Like, why? Even that was stupid, though. Like, what's that about?
It's. Do you know what? It's mad. But at the same time, I think, like, I don't know the full story behind it. But at the same time, I think, do you know what?
I'm only going by what I saw on his stories on Instagram.
No, do you know what? I think, like, that kind of means, like, for me, like, I've been stuck at airports before where I can't get on a plane and they've cancelled the flight, or we've missed it and you've slept on the floor. I remember when we went to Barté away. Yeah, what a balls up that was. Yeah. And we ended up sleeping on the airport floor before we then had to get a flight to Kiev to then get a flight back to Gatwick. Yeah. And it's like, when it comes to things like that, you'd think it'd be a bit more planned, because you'd think the FA of that particular country would have sorted it out better. But at the same time, it kind of makes me think, you know what? We're all human. We're all exactly the same level when it comes to flights, mate. Yeah. Unless your name's William, who we're going to come on to in a minute. But no, I just think friendlies are pointless, especially when it's COVID times. Like, you can't be sitting there going and playing against Ireland if you're England. For what? It means nothing. You know, if you're going to go and play Belgium in the Nations Cup, or whatever the competition was, then cool, that's going working towards something. But just a waste of time. And like, I feel like there's too many international breaks for me, and they come at the wrong times of the season. Like September and November is just ridiculous, or October, November, whenever it is. I think it's pathetic. I think if you're going to do it all in 1 month and just play all the games in 1 month and get them all done.
Yeah, like at the end of the season, maybe.
Yeah.
Or players will go on holiday, or even a pre-season. That could be some of their pre-season, possibly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
I hear that. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm not even going to lie. I find international football boring. It's not really my thing. Unless
the last two England games we've played.
I'm interested. Yeah.
Yeah, the last two England games we've played, I did a watch along on the channel. They're the first two England games I've played. I've watched for, I don't know, maybe 4 years, other than international tournaments like World Cups and Euros and stuff like that. Other than that, I don't watch international football. It's boring. Big up Claude in the chat as well.
Yeah, same. Hello, Claude.
Love him. I love Claude to bits.
Oh, he's wicked.
But let's move on to William. Yeah, obviously you've seen the story about him flying over to see Salt Bay to have a steak, and he's obviously broken the law by doing that. Firstly,
can I ask you, is it the law? Like, is it breaking the law?
Government guidelines. It is government guidelines. Yeah, it's government. You can only leave the country.
Read them, innit? If you don't read them, you're not breaking them.
No face, no case. Yeah. No.
If you haven't read the guidelines, have you broken them?
Yeah, but who let him out the country? That's what I want to know. Like, how have they allowed him to fly out the country?
I don't know. Does he have? How does his contract work? Does he have to ask for permission during COVID to go on holiday, or to, because he's effectively going on holiday?
Well, exactly. It'd be interesting to know whether Arsenal have authorised it, and it'd be interesting to know which airport he flew from, what flight he was on, because he probably hired a jet and took a private flight. Yeah. So it's then, how have you blagged your way out of the country? Because the guidelines state that you can't fly to any country unless you're going for work or for educational purposes. So unless he's going to learn how to cut a steak,
coach some kids like in their half-term break or something, or I don't know. I'm sure
he might have done, but
like a sponsored media trip to have a gold steak with Salt Bay.
He might have been learning how to chop a steak up. I don't know, and putting some salt in it.
Yeah. William, are you phone a friend with William?
Do you know what? Right, when we signed William, I wouldn't say that I wanted to sign William, but when he signed, I thought, no way.
1 minute. I've actually got a quote. Ask Lee to apologise to me, William. He wanted to sign.
That's Zach. I already know that's Zach. He's
categorically said no. You know who that is, yeah.
Yeah, he's been on my case all day, because when we signed William, I wasn't one that was going, let's go and sign William. But when we signed him, I said, you know what? He's a good player. I think he'll do well for us based on what I see at Chelsea. Yeah, yeah. Chelsea fans were saying he's rubbish, he's crap, he will turn up once every 5 games, whatever. So far, he's been shocking, right? But what he's done today for me is, or when he done it, is an absolute disgrace.
When did he actually go? Do you know?
I don't know the exact day. I think it was back in the last week. I'm not sure, but I'm sure somebody in the chat room would tell us. But the fact that he's done it when we're in a lockdown, the fact that there's millions of people that can't go and see their family. It's my daughter's birthday today. I was due back today. I should have been there for my daughter's birthday. It's her 11th today. I can't see her. Yeah. I can't break the rules. I can't hire a jet and fly out and go and see my daughter, but he can. Yeah. It was yesterday, apparently. There you go. So,
all right. So what's he gone for? Like 1 day, 2 days?
Yeah, I think he went over to have a dinner. I think he went for dinner. That's it.
For food, isn't it?
Pretty much.
He could have got a takeaway from Nobu, like if he just wanted a steak, or the Hawksmoor, or there's loads of, West End restaurants that are closed to sit in and dine, but you can get a takeaway from them, no problem.
Yeah, see, the same here. I mean, the restaurants here are open till 6, but then after that, Uber Eats, well, not Uber Eats, it's Just Eat. They don't do Uber Eats here, but Just Eat will deliver until 1 o'clock in the morning.
I know. Listen, everywhere's doing food in London. I live in London. At the end of the day, all restaurants and hospitality have been closed. The only lifeline they've got is doing takeaways anyway. They're still allowed to delivery or pick it up or whatever. You look on Instagram, everyone's still eating.
See, the thing that's pissed me off with this whole William thing is he's been here 5 minutes and look how negative the press is around him after 5 minutes of being at the club. It's like you don't see Arsenal players really in the press for bad news. That happens at other clubs. You see the odd story here and there once a year, but he's been here 5 minutes and all of a sudden he's breaking government guidelines. Then when you think that you can't work, you just said you couldn't work at the minute. Think how many millions of people can't work, right? How many people are suffering from mental health and stuff like that, maybe lost loved ones and that. And for me personally, I think he's taken the piss. And I think Arsenal should do something about it, because if he's in the squad this weekend, I'm going to be fuming. Yeah. Because as long as he passes a test and he's negative for COVID, he can play, because you don't have to quarantine from Dubai. You don't have to quarantine when you come back.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, 100%. You don't have to quarantine. Dubai's got the nightclubs open and everything. Their
Yeah,
clubs
I
are
know.
normal.
They were having everyone fly out the last couple of weeks.
Apparently, co-owns the restaurant. Well, is that a reason to fly over and have dinner though?
David Luiz, they own one up in the West End. Yeah, that's right. Pizza, Italian. Yeah, that's Brad, you're spot on with that. I forgot that. I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah, he owns a restaurant in London. Yeah.
His own chef on tap. Like,
yeah, but that's the thing. Just because he owns a restaurant in London, that don't mean he can fly to Dubai.
No, the point is, he definitely doesn't need to fly to Dubai for food anyway.
Exactly. What's the name of his restaurant? Do you know?
I remember, it's got graffiti. Like, it's quite a cool little quirky. I'm sure it's pizza, like Italian. Him and David Luiz own it together.
Yeah.
They've had it from Chelsea days, like maybe 3 years or so.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, he's got his own personal chefs on tap.
Yeah. Hello, Kenny Palmer.
Big up Kenny in Turkey. I've been to Turkey quite a few times. Beautiful country. I actually got really badly sunburnt in Turkey once upon a time.
Where are you, Lee? Where is he? Where's Kenny in Turkey? Which part?
Tell us where you are, mate. Leave it in the comment section.
I like Turkey. I want to go to Istanbul.
Do you know what? I've never been there. I've never been to Istanbul.
And somewhere else really nice. One of my friends, Cass, is out there at the moment, Cassius, and it's amazing. I think it's up in the mountains somewhere, and they're doing like hot air balloons.
Oh, nice.
Really, really nice.
Yeah, Turkey's beautiful. Their food's lovely as well.
Yeah.
I love Turkish food.
Yeah. Haringey.
They've got a couple of restaurants in Milton Keynes, and the restaurants are absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's like
you can't eat unless you go to Haringey. The only place to have Turkish food in the UK is Haringey. You go down Green.
You and hubby are fully taking me and wifey when we're back then.
Literally, the food's probably better than in Turkey. We've got the best restaurants in Haringey and Stoke Newington for Turkish food.
Yeah, there you go. See, anyone listening in the chat room, you now understand where you can get food. Well, you can't get food now because everywhere's shut.
London knows where to go for Turkish food.
Big up Colin as well. He said, happy birthday to my little daughter. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that. I've had quite a few people DM me today, but listen, my phone don't stop. So if I ignore you, it's not that I haven't seen it. It's just I ain't got time to reply to everyone. So big up everyone who has said that. Let's move on to Leeds United real quick, because we need to change it up somehow. In your opinion, like obviously the team we put out against Aston Villa was the same that beat Man United. Yeah, and obviously we know how that went. We're not going to go back over that. But what do you think Arteta needs to do to change something in that team right now to make us go on a little winning run? Because our fixtures are tough. We've got Leeds, Wolves and Spurs next. What do you think he has to do to try and get something popping off with us? Because we're pretty poor to watch, aren't we?
Yeah, very bad. I think he really needs to sort out, depending on, see, it's hard because it's all well and good saying, oh, play Aubameyang at top, which everyone's saying. And I do agree, he's our best striker. We need to be using him. But there's no point just sticking Aubameyang at top and again, not putting the correct players around him that are going to play him into the game. And if they can't play that long ball for him to run onto, what's he even going to do now? So I think the key is he going to play the creative players that are going to get us playing like more?
Who would you put in midfield? Obviously, El Neni's out now. So who would you put next to Partey? Obviously, Partey's going to start, I'd imagine.
I love the core of Gabriel with Partey in front of him, or like with him, that structure of that middle sort of like spine. That's working. That's probably the only positive thing I can say about the team, really, this season. No, and that sounds horrible, but like, as in, that's definitely a plus. I really like Gabriel.
Yeah, he won Player of the Month again, 2 months running now since he's been here.
Says everything, but he's been good. Like, he's been very good. I really, really, really hope he carries on. I don't want to bock him, and like all of a sudden he has a wobble. But no, he's really positive. See, we need someone. I'd love to see Joe Willock, and I know people ain't gonna like.
I'd put Willock in, and I don't particularly rate him highly, but he's been brilliant when I've seen him this season. He deserves a chance.
100%. Based on our last performances of the players that have been playing in the last 6 games, I think Willock has probably been our best sort of like creative midfielder, because Tobias has played and he's had some good games, but he don't get in the box. Like, he doesn't attack. He's not attacking enough.
You know, it's funny you saying this, right? I said this on a stream, I think it was yesterday or the day before. Yeah. I said, he don't really defend, and he's never in the box. He's like a centre circle player. Does he ever go further than the centre circle?
With the ball. Like, he's good on the ball, but yeah, like, I don't feel like we get 100% every time he plays.
Yeah.
Right, so Pete's saying Partey, Tobias, Willock. Yeah, that would be good. A bit more creative.
Who would you put at the peak of them 3? Because obviously you'd have 2 sat next to each other. One, would you put Willock there, or would you put Tobias there?
I think it'd have to be Tobias, because I think Willock will attack the final third of the pitch more and be more linking and getting whoever he plays. If he played like Pepe, maybe. I mean, how are we going to set up the team? If he played them 3, would he play Saka on the left, Pepe on the right?
But then, does he drop Lacazette then and put Aubameyang through the middle, or does he stay with Aubameyang left and go with Saka at wing back and play a 5-3-2? Like, there's so many ways he can set up, and what winds me up with him, like, you know my thoughts on Arteta. I don't want him. And even now, I'm looking at him thinking, bruv, you're gone by Christmas. Like, with our run of fixtures, it's mad. Right? We've got Everton coming up. We've got Southampton. We've got Chelsea on Boxing Day. We've got Tottenham, Leeds, Wolves. You know, he's got to do something real quick to turn people around, because a lot of people, even if we win to Leeds, but it's by the odd goal, but the performance is rubbish.
Win both games before Tottenham. We cannot go into Tottenham where we are now after that beating by Aston Villa, because they battered us. Literally, they played us off.
Oh, it was a joke. It was a disgrace, wasn't it?
But listen, Aston Villa are good. They are very, very good. So, you know, it is what it is. Who's that? Andrew saying we need to play 4-3-2-1. The thing is, listen, it's all about, we've got the players to win every game. It's whether he picks them and plays them in the right way where they can get the results needed. Because had he have picked a different team against Aston Villa, the game would have been different.
Well, that's the thing. And like, I look at it, and I've said this so many streams, like, everyone in the chat knows my thoughts on the manager. They know I don't want him here, right? And there's not a lot he's going to be able to do to convince me.
Yeah, I hear you. You keep saying it. Who would come in and do anything different? You've still got the same players. They're not going to go and buy. Who are they going to go and buy? No,
this is what I was going to say, right? I'll get you to answer this. What's our best 11?
I don't even know, if I'm honest.
Neither does Arteta.
No, because we've never had the same team play more than 2 games together.
I know, and that's why I think that we're getting an issue, because I don't think he knows his best 11, and he don't know his best formation.
Yeah, see, now that's the problem. I feel like Arteta's trying to play a system. It's not about the formation. He wants us to rotate formations within the game. So where they go up together, move back together. And I feel like he's just trying to drill them the process. Play like this. And I feel like he's still trying to teach them it. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I had Rants and Bants on here the other day, and we were talking about Arsenal Man United, and he said that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't know his best 11 and he doesn't know his best formation. Yeah. And I said, bro, that's exactly what I've been saying about Arteta. Arteta's gone and got Gabriel, who's been brilliant. We know Thomas Partey's quality. There's 2 players there straight away. They're the first 2 names on the team. Then you've got Aubameyang, who's getting in the team all day long. That's 3 straight away. Leno's 4. See, he gets in.
So you could almost a line, right? There's your line. There's your four, straight down the middle. Yeah, give or take slight positioning. How you're going to play.
If you went Leno, Gabriel, Partey, Aubameyang, that's a spine.
Yeah, that's your spine.
Then you fit Tierney in on the left-hand side. Yeah, and then you build the rest around that. He keeps going with Willian, which is winding me up because I sit there and I think, like, although I think Willian's a good footballer, he's not proven that so far since he's been here. He's had 1 game out of 10 or whatever he's played. The rest he's been absolutely rubbish. Yet Pepe sits on the bench, and every time he comes on, he scores. Or he, like,
and he can score, and you don't have to just play Pepe stuck out on the right. Pepe can cut in. Pepe can play a number 10. Like, I know they're talking about Willett, whoever, or Saka. Pepe can play that. Pepe's got goals in him. He was playing as a striker for the, who was it, Lille? Who was he?
Lille.
He was a striker and banging in goals. He weren't played on the right.
See, that's the thing. He can play left. He can play right. He can play number 10. He can play striker.
I would like him a little bit more with a free role, maybe. I don't know.
See, the thing is, I think Arteta's a typical Spaniard, with all due respect to Spanish people watching this. Right? He is a typical Spaniard. He is so like stuck in his ways. It's like, no, that's my team, that's my thing, that's my players.
Ain't most men a bit like that? Come on, men think they know it all.
Look at this slander going on. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you're coming on ever again, mate. Carry on. Look at the slander of males. Yeah, not all females are like Helen, by the way.
Like that.
But no. See, the thing is, like, I look at certain managers in the league, and I think, like, they can see where it's going wrong, and they can adapt and change it. Right? When you're playing somebody like Willian over a player like Pepe, why are you doing that? I don't understand that, because you might be able to do that for 5-6 games, but when you see that Willian's not scored a goal yet and he's got no assists since the first day, why would you keep playing that guy over a guy? And this is what pissed me off the other week. We played, I think it was Dundalk. Pepe scored a screamer in that game. Yeah. And then we subbed him. Yeah. So we're thinking, okay, he's playing at Old Trafford.
He's going to start him. He didn't want him getting.
Exactly. He didn't even get a game.
I know.
So frustrating. Big up the signature as well. He says, can you give my company the a shout out, Sports Hub X. He said, I can't put the URL in. Bruv, I've blocked URLs from the chat, which is why you can't put them in. But yeah, go and check out his website. I'll take it as sportshubx.com. Yeah. And thank you very much for your donations, mate. Very generous. Let me just grab this other one as well, which I missed real quick. This team should be in the top 4 with a better manager. And that's what I'm saying. Like, thank you, Arsenal, man. I think, me personally, I look at it and I think there's an 11 in our squad that we could put together that could challenge and get in top 4 with the right manager.
Listen, he needs to just drop his ego. If the old experienced international players aren't bringing it to the pitch, he needs to just bring on the kids. Saka has proved he's 8. What was Saka? Has he just turned 19?
19, yeah.
For the last year. From the age of 18, he has been a consistent first-team player. So there's no reason why any of the other boys aren't ready. I think if the older players aren't going to do it, just bring on the kids. What have we got to lose? We knew we're not challenging for the title. Come on, we ain't that stupid. Yeah. So, you know, if this is the new process or whatever terminology everyone wants to give this, then
trust the process, Helen.
Yeah, well, you know, at the end of the day, everyone's moaning if we lose. We're fans. We ain't no process. We want our team winning. Exactly. So if these players on big money don't want to own who they are, bring on the kids. Just bring on the kids. And
do you know what? That's you're spot on with what you just said.
Yeah, they've got the legs and they've got the fitness. They're going to do the running. See, often we look like we can't run. We can't keep up in games. What's that down to? The system, the formation?
Do you know what's mad, right? The last game we played, Aubameyang looked absolutely done after 40 minutes of that game. Not even half time. He was blowing, he was sweating. And I'm thinking, like, I know he's like me, tall and skinny and all that, right? But it's like, Colin, you must be going through that in training. Like, you must be up to a fitness level where you can do it for 90 minutes.
Yeah, but when you're chasing a game, you use a lot more energy than when you've got the ball.
That's very true. That's very true. And we were chasing shadows against Grealish and Barkley, weren't we? But that kind of sums it up. The fact that Aston Villa, when you look at Aston Villa's midfield, they've got Barkley, they've got Douglas Luiz, they've got Grealish, they've got McGinn. All four of them get in our team.
Quality. He was very, very. I never realised.
All four of them start for Arsenal. They're brilliant players. All four of them.
Yeah. I mean, Ross Barkley's been battering us from when he made his debut for Everton. He don't want to score that goal.
It's mad. Like,
he loves turning up at Arsenal.
But this is the thing. Like, I just look at it and I think, why have we got such a shit midfield? Because, like you said, we've got young players there. Smith Rowe can't get a game. He used to start quite a lot.
I think he's ready to start being included in the first team.
Yeah.
Like, when are they ready? When they're raw now. Yeah. Tony Adams, our greatest players, even Ray Parlour, all of them players were brought in young. Yeah. All of them.
I wanted to ask you about this. Yeah. Guendouzi the other day played really well for France under 23s. I don't know if you see the goal he set up, but it was
good. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, he nicked the ball on halfway and just run. But
he's that player.
Do you think he was made a bit of a scapegoat, by Arteta? Because obviously the whole Brighton thing where he grabbed the guy up and then he was mouthing off how much money he earns and we're crap. And do you think he was a bit of a scapegoat, or do you think he's just an idiot? He's above himself.
A lot more that happens other than just that. I don't believe he's just being scapegoated purely on what happens on the pitch. I don't believe that.
Let me ask you this. Let's go through some of these questions.
But yeah, no, I think he should come back because we need him, clearly.
I think he's quality. What do you think to Bellerin? Bellerin out, Maitland in?
Yeah, definitely. I think Bellerin needs to be rotated. He's been better, but I think Ainsley performs better when he does play. I think the Man City game was Ainsley in that team when we in the FA Cup. Don't want to go backwards. Proved that he can come in. But then when he played the other day, though, he didn't look that good. He was a bit shaky. But then I think he played him in a different position.
See, that's the thing I worry about with him is I look at him and I think you're another Oxlade-Chamberlain. You play here, there and everywhere, but you never pin down a spot. And then you're going to leave and go on.
But that's down to the manager, the way they're using them. True. Even Ox was never played in midfield properly for us. If he was used in midfield, he'd still be there. Would we have been able to sell him? We still needed good midfielders then. We didn't have loads. But it was always being used coming on like wide, didn't it? It was always a swap for him and Walcott.
Let's ask you this. Which manager would realistically come in after Arteta?
I don't think there is one. Who would come in?
Per Mertesacker.
Yeah, probably. That would be
probably the next step, isn't it?
Yeah.
Per Mertesacker.
Listen, I know you lot are very Arteta out, but I'm not. I feel like football's changed this season. We ain't watching the same game we were watching 5 years ago, that's for sure. The new rules have changed the way the teams can play. That's why a lot of the old legs cannot play and get into the teams of before. That's why a lot of younger boys have to be used. It's as simple as that. The game's changed.
And not only that, the fact that there's no fans there.
Yeah, and the fans. Yeah. Someone just put Arteta go.
Do you know what? 90% of the people in my chat are Arteta out. It's mad.
I hope you lot don't hate me, but come on,
of course they don't. They love you. You're fine. You're fine. You're cool. You're fine. Look,
I feel like we need to have a bit more of a balance. At the end of the day, we need to help Arteta get it right, because even if Arteta goes, the problem ain't Arteta. The problem's bigger than Arteta. It was bigger than Wenger. It was bigger than Unai. Come on, we've had 4 managers in the last 2 years.
Do you know what I think the problem is? The problem is we as a football club have lowered our standards and accepted mediocrity for a pound note at the football club.
But they're not spending that pan note. Yeah,
exactly. The only people that are making that are the dividends on the board. Yeah, they're saying, right, we'll have some of that. Thank you very much. Just take some dividends out. And,
I would have been Usmanov was going to buy him out.
yeah, but now he's at Everton and they're doing all right. I know they've lost their last 3 games, but for the fact that they've even got Ancelotti as their manager and James Rodriguez playing for them, that's levels. They're punching above their weight with them 2 alone.
Yeah, we can dream.
Yeah. Arteta should be at Everton. We should have Ancelotti.
we had the option of Ancelotti. I don't think they went for him, did they? Did they go?
Do you know what I think the problem is? Like I've said this for a long, long time. The biggest problem at Arsenal is the board. It's not the manager. It's not the players. Although the players are pretty poor, some of them, right? When you go and allow a football club to go and get a manager that's never managed a game, for me, that ain't Arteta's fault. If you got offered the job tomorrow and they said, here's £6 million a year, Helen, you can be Arsenal manager. Yeah, you're not going to say no to that, are you? Let's be honest. Yeah, so we're all Arsenal fans. We're going to go and take the job.
Yeah, you take the job, but you're going to want to do the best once you're in the job. You don't want to look like an idiot.
No, of course. But I think at the same time, the fact that he's won the FA Cup, people are classing the Shield as a trophy. I think he thinks in his head he's doing a great job. And yeah, the FA Cup's brilliant, but league position is your bread and butter. Right?
Yeah,
and
I don't think he's that silly. No, he's not that stupid.
Let me read this out real quick. NBA Gaming, thank you for your donation from lovely Sweden. Freezing cold Sweden last time I went there, mate, for Östersund away. Never again. Never again. Although it was beautiful, Östersund, but never again for a football match in February, I think it was. Yeah, it was -15. I couldn't feel my feet. Yeah. And they never swept the away end, right? So we're standing on snow and ice like that thick. I swear I've never been so cold in my life. He said, this fan base have forgotten how big Arsenal is. Like I live in Sweden and people here love Arsenal and Freddie more than Zlatan. Wow.
We love you too. We love Freddie.
We love you. My missus loves him to bits. She loves him. Yeah, she loves him to bits.
Love Freddie.
You used to get to sit right next to him. Let me pin this comment. This guy, you probably don't know who this guy is, but this guy used to live. Big up my guy Jez, right? He's a bit older than us. Yeah, I'm not going to embarrass him with
what you're saying. He was an average player. I weren't impressed when we signed him as a player. I'm not going to lie.
Do you know what? Jez, his family, yeah, I think it was your granddad. Am I right in saying that, Jez? Used to go to Arsenal in the Herbert Chapman days.
Wow.
He used to be able to open his front door and Highbury's right in front of his house.
Right, well, Avenel, right? Where did they live? Avenel,
proper
right?
Arsenal. Yeah, proper. Literally open the door, Arsenal's there, right in front of you. Yeah, but I think it was your granddad. I might be wrong in saying. I'm sure it was his granddad. Used to actually go when Herbert Chapman was manager.
Wow.
It's mad. So he's seen it, done it. It's mad. But yeah, let's do a few more of this. Right, we've done 44 minutes nearly already. That's gone well quick.
That's all right.
That's all right. We'll carry on.
Fans pop on. I like it. It's good.
Chelsea fan in the chat says it's the owners. They're the problem.
100% agree with you. Who's that Chelsea fan? What's his name? Nimpan. We agree. Yeah. Do you want to give us your owners? We'll take them.
Yeah, send Roman our way. Send him our way. Wouldn't it be nice to have Werner and Havertz and Ziyech and all them players playing for you?
I went to the Ajax Chelsea match last season. I think last October it was in Amsterdam, and literally watched them. Ziyech was playing in that game. He ripped Chelsea apart that game. And I'm sure that's the night Frank was like, I'm signing this boy. I don't care what he costs. Sign him up.
Was that what game? Was that the game where they scored 4?
Chelsea won 1-0. I think it was 1-0 Chelsea the end result that night. Yeah. So
Ziyech is brilliant. He's a fantastic footballer. He was superb the other day. Rickon says, Helen, did you want Arteta? Who was your pick after Emery?
Allegri would have been amazing. But reality, I didn't really want Mourinho, even though I would take him. I would have taken him, you know. He's proven, but he's an arrogant. I didn't really want Mourinho, if I'm honest. But yeah, we would have taken him. We want that winning mentality back, don't we?
Exactly. Yeah, there you go. Avenel Road is where I live.
Ah, and they lived in Gillespie Road.
Yeah, 1927 Cup final.
And yeah, my granddad's. Oh wow! And he
That's
lived
proper ask. Do you know what? He's one of the members on this channel, and we do member streams. So they come on camera on the member stream, but I don't stream it out publicly. Yeah.
Come on next time. I'd love to meet him. Come on next time, please.
Jez is a proper bleed Arsenal.
When I used to first go Arsenal, you know the steps. I think it was on Avenel Road. Because Gillespie Road. Remind me, Gillespie Road is the one where the North Bank was, and Avenel Road is the one where the marble steps are. So you know we had the guardsmen, like the security, and I used to always go there and pick up my tickets off them. But anyway, I won't sort of say too much. But yeah, so that brings back.
You're getting people in trouble here, aren't you?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Who I'm going to remember? I'm not that
There's 600 people watching, not even 200 likes. You absolute wasters. Press the like button. Smash the likes up now. And we're going to carry on with some questions and that. Would you take Ten Hag or Jardim could do a Ten Hag or Jardim could do a proper job with the squad we have? Arteta is an intern. We can't have a geezer work experience in this gig. Ten Hag is the Ajax manager. Jardim used to be at Monaco. I don't think he's got a job at the moment, actually. But no, I agree with you.
The only thing about Monaco is what we're going to get another Wenger. Like he might be given the job on that basis. Like Monaco ain't really.
Well, he ain't got a job. The funny thing is, he went to Monaco. He was Monaco manager. They won the league. Then all of their players got sold, and Mbappe and all of these ones, they all got sold. Then he left, and then they went downhill, nearly got relegated. Then they brought him back, and they boosted up a bit, and now he's left again. Yeah, so, but the Ajax manager, he's fantastic. He's a quality man. They play nice football.
Ajax, they've got a completely different mentality than Arsenal as a club. It's the club that, to be honest, any manager at Ajax tends to do well because of the philosophy and the way the club's run. We're not that, unfortunately, we're not that club.
Let me ask you this, yeah?
Yeah, go on.
Do I actually look like Joe Root?
Who's Joe Root?
He's a cricketer, England cricketer. The amount of people that come in my chat and say, I look
watch cricket. I don't know.
I'm going to get a picture of Joe Root. It does my nutting. Yeah, okay. I actually think I look more like the Brighton manager than Joe Root.
100% you do. You do. You look like the Brighton manager.
Yeah, look, I'm going to share the screen, right? Watch this. Do I actually look like this guy? I'm not convinced.
Where is it?
That's the cricketer, Joe Root. Do I actually look like that guy?
Like Rob Holding. With a better hair.
No, seriously, I don't look like Joe Root. I'd say more the Brighton manager.
Pointy. No, you don't look like him. You look 100%. You look like the Brighton manager.
Yeah, Troops is a fucker as well.
Line up. You'd go to prison in that lineup with him, and they'd pick you out for him.
It's mad. Joe, I actually blame Wenger because if we hadn't qualified for Europa League, we would never have played Ostersund and he was their manager. So nobody would even be blamed, like saying, oh, but now he's in the Premier League. He's a good manager, actually. He's not a bad manager, is he?
All right.
Thank you, Caveman from Bangkok. That picture, look at his picture. In the football terrace, you nailed it, bro. Respect. Thank you very much, man. Listen, facts don't deal with emotions, mate. It's as simple as that.
Another show, or what was that?
Yeah, Football Terrace. There's a guy called Terry who runs it. It's another YouTube channel. Yeah, he's good. He gets other fans on and stuff like that from different teams. So yeah, I've been on there a few times. You don't want to know some of the language I used on that channel against another Arsenal. You know, the last time you came on,
yeah,
we then played. Who did we play? I can't remember who we played. We played somebody a couple of days later on the Sunday.
When it Man U? Was it the one before the Man U game?
Is it Man U? No, it weren't Man U. It weren't Man U. It was the game before. Who did we play before that? Might have been Sheffield United.
Oh, maybe.
Man City. I can't remember.
My memory is terrible.
Somebody was running his mouth on that channel for about an hour. Yeah, I'm not going to say his name because I ain't giving him airtime. But he was running his mouth about me for an hour. So you know what I'm like? I'm like a whirlwind when I get going.
Oh, wow.
Terry sent me the link. I jumped on and I went mad.
It must have been boring if he was talking about you the whole game.
I'm actually wounded.
Terrible. sitting there talking about you.
Yeah, but that's what a lot of people do. They just do that. I look Peter Crouch. I don't look fuck all like Peter Crouch.
You're a bit too short for Peter Crouch. Come on.
I'm as skinny as Peter Crouch, but I don't look like Peter Crouch. Maybe Nacho Monreal. I could kind of see that one.
Yeah.
Or Russell Howard. Russell Howard, I get a lot as well.
Yeah, Russell Howard, definitely. I can see that. Yeah.
I'm funnier than Russell Howard. He's got nothing on me.
We've got a little bit of that. Yeah, you could have your little stand-up show now.
These jokers, look, this is why this chat room is funny. Look, Lee Potter.
Potter. I agree. Yeah, they're all saying that one.
Lee's Joe Root's older brother. Lee Potter. Look, jokers. Absolutely. Smash the likes up. We're going to do about another 5-10 minutes max, and then we're going to get out of here.
Do they want us to talk about anything? Your viewers?
Do you want to ask them anything? Do you want to ask some questions? Ask the chat room.
Who would they want as our next manager? They want to ask me. Who would they want?
That's a good question.
Who would they like to see as our next manager?
There's lot of a bunch of shows. Some of these, I can't even read some of these comments out. You lot are wrong-uns. There's no need for it.
I like Arteta. I don't have a problem with Arteta. He just needs to like own picking, like if you're going to mix it up, really mix it up and just own it and play better. Yeah, all right, but he's in a job. He ain't going to leave them to come to us.
I don't know. If you pay the money, you get the goods.
Yeah, but we don't pay the money. We know that.
Man said Mertesacker. Fucking hell.
What I have with Mertesacker, right? As much as I like him, I've seen a few of his little podcasts he does on Arsenal, and he says the right things. He's doing all the courses. He's improving. He's great character. He never led us as a captain, a bit like Arteta to a lot. So that would be my reservations.
Thing is, he was a very good defender. Yeah, even though he was slow. But nah, not for me. No chance. No chance.
He's brilliant on the bench because obviously I sit really near him. So I never rated much. I didn't really rate. I didn't know who he was. Yeah, it was the player and he looked good. But when I used to see him on the bench, I really liked him. He's a joker. He's oozes character, and that's when I really, really, really started liking Mertesacker as a player. Just by the character, he'll jeer up the players, he'll cuss them, even when he come out, I'll tell you what, this was funny. So after a game, I don't know, what match was it? Oh, it was after one of our home matches when Martinelli, around this time last year, I think it probably November, because it come up on my timeline, I've got a picture with Martinelli. So if you check my Instagram, it'll be.
I remember that picture as well.
So after that match, this is funny. I went to the toilet. So obviously I'm a woman and I have to go to the toilet before I leave the ground. And by the time I've come out the toilet, because I'm right at the front, because we got stuck taking, like, everyone mobs the front to get pictures with, like, or see the players as they're coming off.
Yeah.
As I've come out, there was this big group of people outside the toilet. So I turned around to one of them and I was like, what are you lot doing? And he goes, oh, we're going down to meet the team, right?
Yeah.
Where I don't want to say the wrong country. I think they were the Icelandic Arsenal fan base, and they flew over for the game. I think it was Iceland or no, it was one of the Scandinavian countries. Yeah. So the guy's like, come with us, right? And literally the Arsenal guys come out and pulled him, and they've just made me go with them down to the front. And I'm standing there, and they've pushed me right at the front of them to translate. They've come out and they sent Mertesacker out. So we had a little discussion with him about the game. He went in. He did not hold back to us. He was like, we can't defend. Our defence was all over the place. I was shocked. Wow. And I just thought, you know what? I love this. He was brilliant.
This must have been when Emery was manager then?
Yeah. It was before we got the sack, yeah.
Wow. So was that Frankfurt? Was it Frankfurt at home?
It was a Saturday. It was a home match.
Saturday, it was Premier League then.
I can't remember who we played. After, I'll look into it. I'll check the fixtures. And, so then he come out and Martinelli come out, and then we got more pictures with him. Yeah, he was sick. He was really
like... picture you posted if you were Martinelli. I was like, how did you get that picture of Martinelli?
It looks like my little bro.
But I remember you saying to me that you get told off for talking, or they get told off for talking to you because you're so close to them.
They're not allowed. if you know, well, you won't know this because you don't go and sit there, but as soon as we get a new player, they all come over because they don't know the rules. And then you get a few pictures, and Martinelli hence had just broken into the team and he's young. So I don't think they're too hard on the youngsters. But El Nene, when he was first signed, he'd come over. I got pictures with him. Yeah, when they're new, because they want to engage with the fans. We show them love. They come over. Pepe as well. Yeah, it's sad, really. That's what I don't like. When I used to go to Highbury as a junior gunner, the kids now will never experience what we've
experienced. Never see that. It was mad. Yeah, it was mad. They used to do so much back then, didn't they?
Brilliant. We used to go. You'd stand there. Back then, it was standing. We had our own section. All the kids would be at the front. Every player would come before the game, after the game. They'd interact with all the fans. They'd sign signatures. All right, I know they're not going to do that now because of COVID, but that ain't happened regardless of COVID for years. It's sad. It's a shame.
Yeah. Jonathan says, why doesn't the club like interacting with the fans? Unfortunately, it's turned into a business. And it's more of a business than it is a local football club, which is cool. I get that, because it used to just be local Arsenal fans.
No, but it shouldn't be. You have.
It shouldn't be at all.
It's like a business. You can't not give.
We're just customers. That's what it is.
Customer service at the end of the day. It needs to be.
It's like, do you know what I find funny, right? You obviously know where the training ground is. You've probably been to the training ground a few times or whatever. Yeah? They actually get fined if they stop outside the training ground. But you know where it is? It's on a real busy main road, isn't it?
You can't.
They have to stop.
M25.
Yeah, it's literally the M25 is the next junction or the next. Yeah, so where that road is, you turn right. Next left is M25, right? So they have to stop. So then when people try and get a selfie with them, the player gets 50 quid fine for that.
Really? I didn't know that.
50 quid fine. They got CCTV all around it.
I can't imagine there being lots of fans going and hanging around there. It's in the middle of nowhere.
No, there's a lot. Seriously, there's a lot.
Oh, Watford is just around the corner. Watford's training ground is right next door.
Yeah, it's right next door. Yeah, London Colney, isn't it? And do you know what? I've got a signed shirt. It's back in England, yeah. In fact, I hope it's back in England because I don't know where it is. But I've got a signed shirt of when we went invincible. Yeah, there's only 2 signatures I've not got on that shirt, right? Arsene Wenger and David Dean. They're the only 2 I've not got.
David Dean, I love him.
Have you met him?
Yeah, I've met him.
I've met him as well.
I bumped into him on the game just before we announced the signing of Ozil. That's his name. Bumped into him outside.
I bumped into him outside Stamford Bridge, Unai Emery's first away game.
Oh, really?
We lost 3-2. We were 2-0 down. I was with troops, right?
Yeah.
We were 2-0 down, and we're like, oh, mate, this is another drama. Then we got it back to 2-2, and then they beat us 3-2. Right? Aubameyang missed about 3 sitters. Iwobi and Mkhitaryan was skying sitters, and then we lost. But when we came outside, obviously, you know where Robbie and all that, they go over the other side of the road, right? Well, Fabregas literally came out of Stamford Bridge, out the ground, walked straight past us, and put the key in his front door and walked straight in his house. He literally lives right opposite Stamford Bridge.
Oh, wow.
And then David Dean, about 10 minutes later, I'm just standing there having a cigarette. I was chatting to troops.
Yeah.
I think Sal was with me as well. Yeah. And I was like, I swear that's David Dean. I was looking like, I swear that's David Dean. I was talking to him. I think it was Afsal. It was 5 minutes we were chatting to him. What a lovely fella.
David Dean is wicked. He is so nice. I mean, you know who I have met, like randomly years ago? Ken Fryer.
No way.
Gentleman, yeah. I adore him. He's
passed away recently. No, not passed away. I'm mixing him up with someone else. He stepped down as Arsenal, didn't he, recently?
Peter Hillwood, the old chairman. No, yeah, because Ken lives up the road from me. They're all my area. A lot of.
He's been there for what, 70 years at Arsenal total?
He's just retired.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my dream one day to sit down. Obviously, we can't now with COVID, but he lives next door to a very good friend of mine.
No way.
You got to get me and Ken together again one day.
he is proper Arsenal.
Yeah, cool. He's Mr. Arsenal more than Wenger. He was there from when we were kids. Like my whole life, you know, like when you're a kid, I was in Islington. I grew up in Islington. So back then, you got the Islington Gazette. You'd read all the Arsenal news in the back of the paper. And that was how we grew up before you could go to games and then get a program and blah, blah, blah. So everything about me as a fan was Ken Fryer. He was right. He was part of like the editorial team. And, you know, like when one that did a lot of, like, he was involved a lot. I think he did everything at the club probably back then.
I think he actually started, like, I see, because I think he retired recently, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah. I think yeah, recently, yeah.
So Arsenal put, I'm sure it was him. Arsenal put something out saying that he'd been at Arsenal for 70 years.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So he started off doing, who was it? He started off doing some voluntary work, cleaning the sweeping the stands or something. That's how he started.
What I'd like to do, I'd love to meet him to do an interview, or to just, not an interview, but, you know, like to just sit and be like,
can you imagine how much he knows about this football club?
Can you imagine just sitting with him, like going for dinner or sitting in a coffee shop or wherever, and just, you'd be there for days. Like, it would just be story after story. It'll be wicked.
Yeah, hopefully he writes a book if he hasn't already. But yeah, it would be good. It would be
that way inclined, but it'd be wicked. It'll be a good read.
Let's wrap this up. We'll do 3 more comments.
Our old nostalgia.
We've been going for an hour. We do 3 more comments, including this one. Pre-Arteta, Aubameyang was free scoring. Laka won player of the season. Martinelli on fire. Maitland-Niles looking class. Guendouzi being lauded. Pepe more confident. Cheers, Tapas Pulis. do you know what? I've named him Tapas Pulis, right? And it's funny. Or I didn't actually pick the name. Somebody in my chat picked the name, and then I've stuck with it and run with it, right? Since then, thank you, Anthony, as well, mate. And you're dead spot on. But since then, Tony Pulis has actually got a job. He's got the Sheffield Wednesday job. So I was like, we need a bit of an agent fee over here because we made his name relevant again.
I'm sure he'll hook you up with tickets one day or something.
Well, listen, Sheffield Wednesday, I remember growing up on Sheffield Wednesday. They were a sick team. 93 Cup final, double. We won them both, didn't we? Mad.
They're a big club. They were big.
They still get 30 odd, well, they don't now, but they used to still get 30k fans a week.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's do 2 comments.
Sheffield Wednesday were the team.
Yep. Yeah, Sheffield United were tiny and Sheffield Wednesday were huge, weren't they?
Big club, yeah, in Sheffield. A bit like Notts County and Nottingham Forest, isn't it? Forest.
Right. We'll ask you this one. Who would you like us to get in January?
Definitely a creative midfielder. Do you know what? I don't want anyone to say we're getting a winger. I'm sick of us buying wingers. Like, we need a creative, attacking player.
Grealish.
Get Grealish. You don't need to come off that. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, we got no chance.
Why would you leave Aston Villa to come to Arsenal?
There you go. Right, let me ask you this, right? And the reason I'm asking this, I don't know if you've seen it. I'm going to end on this question, yeah? Everyone in the chat smash.
Yeah.
We've been linked with Ericsson as part of a Granit Xhaka swap deal.
I'll take him.
There you go. Happy days.
Ericsson was Spurs' best player for years.
He was their best player. Yeah, you're right. He was their best player.
Creative. He was their playmaker. But whether he's still that player, I don't think he'd come to Arsenal. I know there was beef in the dressing room with all their wives and that, but I don't think for all that. He ain't going to want to be near Vertonghen again, is he?
Yeah, all kicked off, didn't it?
Yep. Yeah, no, that's
kicked off.
Bored. Everyone's bored with Corona and they just want something to talk about. That's not going to happen.
Big up Nathaniel as well. Can I be a mod? I've just done it now, mate. I've just done it now. I've made you a moderator. Thank you to everyone who has watched live. There is still over 500 people. Not even 250 likes. You absolute wasters. Make sure you hit the like button.
I tell them if they don't hit the like button, innit?
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how dare you? We get a lovely lady on the channel. She knows Arsenal through and through, and you can't even be asked to like the content. Joke. You're moving like Arteta. But but thanks for coming on again. We need to make this more regular than once every 3 weeks.
We need to do one with Turkish as well, maybe, and a couple of the.
Do you know what? Do you know the only downside to doing more than a few people is it takes hours, right? Because when you ask a question to one and you've got 5 other people, that's 40 minutes gone. Yeah. So then you have to sit there for 3 hours. Like, but Turkish, I spoke to Turkish. He said that you and him are sight sound anyway.
Yeah. Turkish is my friend. Yeah,
Turkish is sound. He does a show every Monday on the channel.
I said to him, I feel bad. Well, not I feel bad, but because I've never really done stuff like this before. But I said to him, we'll have to do one as well together. I'll go on his show.
Yeah, he's quality. I love Turkish to bits. But yeah, definitely, we'll have to get you on more often. And everybody, look, he said he liked you. There you go. That's all that matters. Great show. Look.
You know what it is? I just think everyone's just talking about the same stuff, and it's getting a bit boring. Like, no disrespect, and I don't mean you because yours is cool, but it's,
thanks.
No, but it's good to do something a bit more fresh and original, and talk about just more than just the depressing side of everyone just cussing off Arteta.
Yep. Well, that's the thing. I went on a show last night. I went on a Man United show last night, a Man United guys channel. Big up Saeed. And we just spoke about social media. We didn't even talk about football.
Yeah, there's so much more going on right now, and you need to have that, you know, like, because it's hard times for people. So I think just them watching different things can help people, you know. Arsenal's too depressing right now. We need to go back and talk about our memories.
Well, exactly. No, they were the good times growing up on Arsenal, winning games and winning trophies. Although saying that, we did win a trophy in August.
Listen, I was happy because that was very unexpected to go and watch against Man City, like anxious, and to win. It was like, wow.
Do you know what? It's so annoying and pissed me off that if we were allowed to go to games, we probably would have been there, because I would have gone for the final, definitely.
Trust me, we would have all been there. I stupidly went to Baku and we got battered.
Oh yeah, you was in Baku, weren't you? Fucking hell.
That was, I can tell you. But again, I could go on about the politics of that. That pissed me off. How on earth you're talking about them flying to these stupid, needless, like, international games? Why on earth were 2 English teams being flown to a country that really is not in Europe? I don't care how they try and.
Yeah, it's not in Europe. Yeah, it's not
in Europe. Yeah, it's literally in Russia. Yeah. And our own player couldn't even fly there because they're at war. Yeah, they're at war now, but no one wants to talk about that war where they're killing each other every day. It's been going on for over a month. It's disgusting. But again, let's just pretend that's not happening. But let's just send 2 teams because they're doing deals and it's all about money. It was disgusting. Sorry, I shouldn't talk about this stuff. But...
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
let it out. Let it all out.
And I actually wanted to go. Chelsea and Arsenal couldn't even afford to get there. It was a disgrace.
The Carefree Chelsea says Baku is such a nice place. Of course you would, because you're a Chelsea fan. Was it actually nice though? Was it Baku as a place? Was it nice?
Depends what you like. It was all right. Yeah. To be fair, I was only there a day or 2, so I didn't really see much.
See, it looked all right, like the hotels and the layout and everything. It looked all right when I see the footage of it and stuff. But until you're there and you're walking around and you're experiencing it, you don't know, do you? So like,
dead place. You would. They're going to. Obviously, it's being trying to be rejuvenated, or they're trying to like make it the next Dubai. I'm sure. Hi, Mr. Russian. There's someone Russian. I don't want to be offensive to anyone. It's a lovely place, but it's not. Yeah.
This guy's put this in my chat about 6 times. Lee hiding being Arteta out. Bruv, I was never Arteta in. I can't stand him. And the quicker he gets sacked, the better. How's that?
Lee's polite. Do they not know how polite you become when you're with me on a chat? I
don't think I've actually sworn since I've been on here, have I?
No, have you?
No, people sit there and go, can't believe Lee didn't swear on that stream.
Yeah.
But no, thanks for coming on again. I appreciate it. And,
we've got to find the positives.
Yeah, we've not got a game until Sunday. So we've got a few more days.
You'll be happy, yeah?
Just be happy for the next few days. It could all go wonky on Sunday.
Who do you want to see playing on Sunday? What's your starting 11?
Leno, Maitland-Niles,
yep.
Louise. Although I want Saliba, but that's not going to happen. I'm not stupid. I'd go with Louise and Gabrielle. I'd go with Tierney. Midfield, I'd go
there's a 4 at the back.
Yeah, 4. I'd go with Partey, Ceballos, and Willock.
Yep.
Then I'd go Saka, Pepe, Aubameyang.
Yeah.
And I think he's got a bit of everything.
I think that's who he's going to pick personally, but maybe he won't set him up like that.
Hopefully he picks them. I can't see him picking all of them, but I think he'll start. I think he'll start Eddie up front because he used to play for Leeds on loan. So I think in his head he might think, oh, he might have something a little bit better in him. Do you know what I'm saying?
Leeds weren't starting Eddie, which is why he came back.
Exactly. But here we go. Well, before we go, wrap up a score prediction for the weekend.
Oh, I want to say 3-2 Arsenal.
They're going to score. We know that. That's a fact.
I want to say 3-2.
Can
we score 3 goals? Because I don't think we're scoring a lot of goals right now.
Look at this. The looks I get from my mum normally when Lee is swearing like a sailor. Do you know what? My mum texts me all the time. She always has a go at me. Lee, C word. Lee, F word. But there we go. Listen, thanks for coming on again. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who's been in the chat as well. And it's been brilliant. And let me grab this as well, because my man's fully paid $10 for it as well. So I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Imagine the ball done Arteta are shook of potential progress, which would then put pressure on them to spend. It's hard to think that they don't want to win.
I know.
But at the same time, there's so many questionable things that have happened at this football club over the last 2 decades that you could potentially go, yeah, maybe they don't. So I don't know.
They're not coming from a football mind. They're coming from a business structure. We run like a structure. Yeah, it's a business model. So that's where the problem is.
100%. And thank you very much for that. Bruv, you look like Chris Eubank Jr.
I thought he looked like Sane.
I think he looks like Chris Eubank Jr., bruv. Are you a boxer, bruv? Seriously, I'm not going to mess about. I'm getting out of here before I cause trouble. But no, thank you to everyone who's watched. Thank you to Helen, of course, and thank you to the chat room. Make sure you smash the likes up. I'll be back again.
Who you got? Are you on again?
What time is it now? It's 7:30 my time. I'll be back on at 11 my time, 11 p.m. So 10 p.m. UK time. I'm also jumping on a podcast, which is not going out live. We're recording it. And when that goes out, I'll splash that everywhere. So make sure you check that out when I do it. And where can these people follow you? Do you want them to follow you?
Yeah, they can follow me on Instagram, Helen1 Lucas. I'm not on YouTube. I'm not a pro like you guys. So.
I'm not a pro either.
I'm on Instagram if they're on Instagram. I think I'm on Twitter. I can't really be bothered.
Are you on Twitter?
I am on it, but I'm not active. I can't be even bothered to go.
That's horrible. That platform's disgusting.
I used it years ago, like 10 years ago when it first, when I probably joined it, but I don't really go on it. Unless I want to moan at the council, or unless I want unless I want to be moany like the users, then I use it. But no.
You're a joke.
Instagram really nice. I didn't even used to go on YouTube until now. Watching bits here and there. I'm trying to get a bit more up to date with YouTube and sort of learn how it all works. But
well, you've got more time now because you're in lockdown. So
yeah, a bit bored. Yeah.
But yeah, nice one. Right, thank you very much. Appreciate it. We'll get you on again real soon as well. Thank you to everyone who has watched and shown some mad love in the chat as well. Appreciate it.
Next, well, they can tell us what they want us to cover next time, innit? We'll do something.
Yeah. They're always in the chat going, get this person on, get that person on, get this person, get that person. It's like they think it's easy to get people on that are like massive platforms. They just think I can just phone them up. It's not that easy.
Yeah. Oh, so cool. Take care.
And we're out of here. Laters, everyone.